Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of your favorite law enforcement TV program, The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. My name is Aisha Gambari. Thank you for joining us. On today's edition, we'll bring you a special report on the evolution of the EFCC and how the Commission successfully floated 14 officers across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Also on the program, with the aim of winning the fight against corruption and illicit financial flows across the African continent, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, calls for the strengthening of collaborations among African states. Please stay tuned as we bring you details of these and other reports after the break. Don't go away. We'll begin with the report on a 5-day strategic management training workshop for anti-corruption agencies in Commonwealth Africa, where the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has called for the strengthening of collaborations amongst African states in order to fight corruption and check illicit financial flows across the continent. Martha Eche has the report.
The 5-day workshop was organized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in collaboration with the Commonwealth Africa Anti-Corruption Center, CAACC, at the EFCC Academy, Karo, Abuja. At the event, the acting chairman of EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, said intricate webs of illicit financial flows developed by organized criminal groups have deprived African economies of crucial resources for development. Magu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Commission, Olanikbekun Ulukoyede, emphasized the importance of capacity building for officers of law enforcement agencies in order to equip them with the necessary skills to tackle new and emerging vices and financial crimes.
This program is specially designed to improve the capacity of anti-corruption agencies in Commonwealth Africa to deliver on our mandate of fighting corruption and financial crimes. You will agree with me that we cannot overemphasize the importance of training and retraining in building the capacity of law enforcement officials. The task of fighting corruption is not only peculiar, but is also sophisticated.
While emphasizing on the importance of the workshop, Ulukoyede noted that the program will help anti-corruption agencies in the Commonwealth to deliver the mandate of fighting the corruption scourge, militating against Africa's collective developmental efforts. He emphasized the need for continuous organization of such workshops, as it will create a platform for all stakeholders to meet in order to chart a collective course out of the grip of monstrous scourge of corruption. The Interim Advisor and Head, Public Sector Governance Unit, Commonwealth Secretariat Roger Kuranteng, also noted the importance of strengthening collaborations among African countries in the fight against corruption. Kuranteng said collaboration will help achieve meaningful and long-lasting efforts to combat corruption and to enhance good governance on the continent.
The Commonwealth Secretariat is therefore grateful to EFCC under the able and dynamic action-oriented leadership of the acting Executive Chairman, Mr. Ibrahim Magu, for agreeing to organize this training program in strategic management in Abuja here, in collaboration with the Commonwealth Africa Anti-Corruption Center. This is in line with our policy to promote collaboration with the anti-corruption agencies to provide resource persons from their agencies and other institutions in their countries to deliver training programs in their countries for the benefit of staff in Africa anti-corruption agencies.
The Chief Commissioner, Public Complaints Commission, Chile Igbawa, while speaking at the event, noted that the task of fighting corruption in whatever form grows more complicated by the day as criminals also develop new strategies.
Our collaboration with the other anti-graft agencies will continue to yield results for this country as we continue in the fight against anti-corruption. For us to be able to succeed in these tasks, there must be cooperation. And that cooperation will be either voluntary or compulsive.
Founder of the Center for Value and Leadership, Patrick Utomi, while delivering his paper titled Strategy, Structure and Performance, stressed that the success of any organization is linked to its corporate culture and staff adherence to core values, adding that achieving long-term goals means committing to something.
What do you do to then develop people to be able to bridge those value gaps? In many Nigerian organizations, the challenge is capacity, is values. Those are the two critical things that prevent us from achieving our goals. Besides the roadmap, your values is your understanding of where you're going. So when you engage the critical stakeholders and people who are negatively affected by this corruption thing, recognize that, oh my goodness.
In her welcome address, the acting commandant, EFCC Academy, Professor Lami Hamalai, called for support amongst the anti-corruption agencies and for the need to re-strategize in combating corruption.
Nigerians are developing a thirst for good governance and effective delivery of public services and believe in the fight against corruption. Deliberate efforts must be made to link the fight against corruption with the fight for the welfare of Nigerians.
The workshop had representatives drawn from South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Kenya, Mozambique, Mauritius, Malawi, and Nigeria. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I say na cankerworm, oh, na cankerworm, oh.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Thank you for staying tuned. Justice Inni Ekenemi N. Owebo of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, has granted bail to Abdullahi Babalele, a son-in-law to a former vice president and People's Democratic Party presidential candidate in the 2019 elections, Atiku Abubakar, in the sum of 20 million naira. Babalele was arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on a 2-count charge bordering on money laundering. Please stay tuned for details of this report.
The charge alleges that the defendant persuaded one Bashir Muhammad to make a cash payment of the sum of $140,000 without going through any financial institution, an offense contrary to Section 18, subsection C of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2010 as amended and punishable under Section 16, subsection 2, Cap B of the same Act. He, however, pleaded not guilty, prompting his counsel, Mike Ozokome, a senior advocate of Nigeria, to move for his bail application, informing the court that his client had filed an application for bail and served same on the prosecution. The prosecution counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo, in his response, told the court that he was served with the application a day to the bail hearing, and he would need time to respond to it, which necessitated the adjournment of the hearing to the next day. At the adjourned date, Ozokeme sought the order of the court to grant his client bail on self-recognition. He argued that the prosecution ought not to have opposed the bail application because the defendant was granted an administrative bail by the EFCC after his arrest and detention in the EFCC custody and kept the terms of his bail conditions. This position was, however, challenged by the prosecution, who stated that there were obvious tendencies that the defendant would interfere with the prosecution witnesses, adding that some of the prosecution witnesses had worked under the defendant. In his ruling, Justice Owebo granted the defendant's bail in the sum of 20 million naira with one surety in like sum. The surety must be resident in Lagos and must be a property owner in Lagos. The property as well as the address of the surety must be verified by the court. The judge, who further directed that the defendant's passport must be deposited with the court's registrar, remanded Babalele in the EFCC custody pending the perfection of his bail conditions. Justice Owebo also granted Oyikpen Giwa Osaje, a lawyer to Atiku, and his son Ehunse Giwa Osaje, bail in the sum of 20 million naira each. Both defendants were also arraigned on a 3-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of $2 million. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charge preferred against them by the commission. Justice Owebo also ordered the defendants to be remanded in prison if they failed to perfect their bail conditions at the expiration of the 14 days. The cases were adjourned to October 8, 2019 for commencement of trial. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And still on court cases, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is prosecuting Isabella Oshodi and Bob Oshodi Organization Limited before Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on a 25-count charge bordering on money laundering. The allegation also stated that the money suspected to be part of the arms deal procurement funds was allegedly transferred to the defendant by the office of the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. Abbas Abubakar again has more.
The defendant was arraigned for alleged money laundering to the tune of over 22 billion naira. Oshodi is alleged to have received the sum from the office of the former National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired. Investigations by the EFCC further revealed that the defendant on several occasions received from Dasuki's office sums totaling about $6 million into the escrow account of Bob Oshodi Organization Limited. The defendants, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Prosecuting counsel Aisha Tahar Habib prayed the court to fix a date for the commencement of trial. However, counsel for the defendant, Osaho Odemodia, informed the court of the bail application for his client and urged the court to grant her bail on liberal terms pending the commencement of trial. but Habib opposed the application for bail, informing the court of a counter-affidavit filed on July 10, 2019, and so urged the court to refuse her bail and instead give the case accelerated hearing. Ruling on the application, Justice Taiwo granted her bail in the sum of 250 million naira with two sureties in like sum, one of whom must own a property worth 500 million naira in Asokoro or Maitama areas of Abuja and must submit the documents to the Chief Registrar of the court. The court also ordered her to deposit her international passport and should not travel outside of the country. She was also ordered to report once a month at the EFCC office until the final determination of the suit. Pending fulfillment of the bail conditions, the trial judge ordered that she should be remanded in EFCC custody, who shall attend to her health conditions and, if need be, take her to the National Medical Center if the medical facility of the EFCC is inadequate to treat her. The case has been adjourned to October 15, 16, 17, and 22, 2019 for commencement of trial. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Glad to know you're still there, and in case you're just tuning in, the program is The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In order to encourage corruption reporting, the EFCC is making efforts to open more offices across the country that will be closer to the people. The Commission, which started operations in 2003 in a small office located within the premises of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, can today boast of 14 offices across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. In this next report, compiled by Gbenga Adewoye and written by Ilyasu Haruna Bala, we highlight this expansion with particular focus on the Ilorin Zonal Office. Take a look.
The humble beginning of the Commission started in an office domicile within the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, in Maitama, Abuja. The Commission thereafter moved to number 1 Ibrahim Tayo Road, Aso Rock Bila, also in Abuja, where it started its operations activity. Few months later, the Lagos office was established. In order to cater for the growing number of workforce, the pioneer chairman of the Commission, Nuhu Ribadu, facilitated the purchase of number 5 Formela Street in Musi 2, Abuja, to serve as the administrative headquarters of the agency at that time. Confronted by the challenge for additional workspaces, the Commission acquired a parcel of land located at the back of Musi 2 office to erect an operation headquarters. The building, whose construction started in 2006, was commissioned in 2007 by former President Olusegun Obasanjo and was named after late Major General Tunde Idiagbon. This facility, also known as the Idiagbon House, was built purposely for the operations department. In the quest to bring the fight against corruption closer to the people, the EFCC created offices in Port Harcourt, Enugu, Kano, and Gombe states. Additional offices were created in Ibadan, Kaduna, and Maiduguri in 2016, with Benin and Uyo following suit in 2017. In view of the improved staff strength and the determination of ridding the country of economic and financial crimes, the Commission created 3 additional new zonal offices in Makurdi, Sokoto, and Ilorin in 2018. Today, the Commission has 14 offices across the country's 6 geopolitical zones. One of the newest creations, the Ilorin Zonal Office, started its full operations in February 2019. In less than a year of its establishment, the zonal office has so far prosecuted 29 internet fraudsters, secured 15 convictions, forfeited expensive cars, properties, and money running into millions of naira to the federal government. Speaking further on the success recorded by the office, the zonal head Isha Kusharu attributed the milestone to the use of sound intelligence gathering system and receiving intelligence information from the public.
The recovery made so far, we have over 50 million naira cash that was recovered based on the direct petition written to us, where we swung into action and we recovered, and this money was returned to the victim on bond. And so also we have over 200 million naira on interim forfeiture that we got from the State High Court and Federal High Court is there.
Sharu also said support and collaboration with stakeholders like the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, and other prominent traditional rulers, the federal and state chief judges, the citizens of the state, all have impacts in the achievements recorded.
Like I said, the secret behind our successes was the flow of information from members of the public. If we are not in good time with them, this flow of information wouldn't have come to us. You know, when we started, as part of the tradition of the commission, we visit the stakeholders, including the emir, the chief judge, the federal high court judge, you know, all the stakeholders. We visited them. And not only that, we extend hand of fellowship with them. We also present the compliment of the acting executive chairman to them. And we in fact, at any given time when we need them, we just go and knock at their door, and we are very much obliged to see them. The advice for the members of the public, like I always said, beyond conviction, we are not only here to wield the battle and start hitting on the perpetrators of crime. We are also here to ensure that people have changed for good. Let there be a preventive strategy. You understand? You know, by implication, they should continue to partner with us so that we can do more of enlightenment, so that instead of people going into the crime, let them, err on the side of caution and remain law-abiding, because prevention, they said, is better than cure.
The Eagle team also interviewed some respondents who expressed gratitude to President Muhammad Buhari for his tireless effort in fighting corruption. The respondents, who said the coming of EFCC to Kwara State is a welcome development, also thanked the EFCC acting chairman Ibrahim Magu for plotting an office in Ilorin.
It's a welcome development. So far, as a state chairman, Ariwa Conservative Youth Forum, Kwara State Chapter, this is the kind of development we needed in our state, especially in the zonal offices there.
It's a very welcome development. You thought, because let me say 4 years ago, some like a little fraud in Kwara, because of you are not around that time. But since almost 1 year to up to now, development has been a change in Kwara.
That yes, in your position, you can correct the anomalies in Kwara State. You are very much welcome for those of us who are here, and we know your stay will be fruitful.
The establishment of EFCC in Nigeria context, in Kwara in particular, is a welcome development. We all appreciate their effort. In the last couple of the months, coming of EFCC into Ilorin and to Kwara State in particular has given us a kind of hope by revealing what happened in the last government, another area of Nigeria economy.
It's a new development, and it's a very good idea, and it's a very good development that we help the security of this state, the stability of this state, the integrity of this state. So it's a good development. It's a welcome ideas or welcome good things that we are expecting that's supposed to be in this state. And it is very, we appreciate for bringing it down to Kwara State here. We appreciate it for bringing it. It's a good development, sir.
It will be recalled that between May 24th and 29, 2019, the EFCC Ilorin Zonal Office disclosed how it prevented some Kwara State government officials from misappropriating the sum of over 10 billion naira and how it investigated over 15 properties in choice areas of Ilorin, which allegedly belonged to some civil servants in the state. One of such properties, worth 150 million naira, has been forfeited to the federal government, just as many more properties have been marked as proceeds of crime. Ilyasu Haruna Bala, reporting for The Eagle.
Thank you, Ilyasu. With that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of The Eagle. Please don't forget to join us same time next week and on same station for another interesting package. Follow up on EFCC activities via our social media handle at Official EFCC on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Instagram. And don't forget to visit our website at www.efccnigeria.org. Thank you for watching. My name is Aisha Gambari. God bless Nigeria. Bye-bye.